to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us. Today is day 3 of our 30-day Reset and Renew series. We're going to take some of our traditional poses and get into a deeper stretch. This class was originally created 2 years ago, and you'll notice some differences. Let's experience our chair yoga practice as a community together. Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage, which make it easier to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses for a deeper stretch. You'll only need your chair today, and let's get started. We're going to move forward in our chair a little bit, and let's take a moment to ground our feet to the earth. So thinking about having all 4 pressure points equally weighted on the floor. Same thing with those sits bones. So we want to have those equally weighted on the chair. Let's close our eyes. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. And just begin to breathe. So just noticing that natural inhalation and exhalation. Now we're going to move that breath down into the diaphragm. As you inhale, the belly extends. We're filling the lungs from the bottom up. And as you exhale, actively pull the belly button in towards the spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that a couple of times. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5, continuing with our diaphragmatic breath. Let's inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart and set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Let's bring the hands back down to the thighs and open the eyes. Let's look over that right shoulder. And go ahead and look center. And then we're going to look over that left shoulder. Just a little neck stretch. And go ahead and look center. So we're going to come into mountain pose. So bring those arms down by your side to start with. Palms are facing out. And if it feels okay, we're going to spread those fingers. All right, now release the fingers and bring the arms up to goalpost arms, squeezing the shoulder blades back behind you. Good. Now we're going to extend our mountain pose up to the ceiling. With your right hand, grab that left wrist and lengthen. Try to touch the ceiling first, and then we're going to lean that mountain. Oh my goodness. Sideways stretch. And up we go, and we're going to do that whole series again, okay? Mountain pose. Stretch those fingers. Goalpost arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Extended mountain. Grab the opposite wrist. Lengthen, try to touch the ceiling first, and then lean your mountain pose. We're going to come back up and release. Very good. Okay, so we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it nice and wide. So a little internal stretch here for the inner thigh. Do you feel that? Okay, now we're going to move into half Lord of the Fishes pose. So I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to bring it all the way across my body, and I'm going to grab the back of the chair. Next, I'm going to lengthen through the crown of the head. So the crown of the head is up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over the back of my chair. Okay, let's release that. And then we're going to do that again. Make sure this knee doesn't fold in, okay? You want to keep this knee open. Here we go. Bring it across your body. Grab the chair. Crown of the head lifts to the ceiling. Turn and look over the back of your chair and breathe. So don't hold the breath here, just your natural breath. And release. Very good. Okay, let's bring this knee in. And then we're going to go to the other side. So that left knee is going to open up. So remember, you want to keep this knee open. It wants to fold in, but don't let it, okay? Internal thigh stretch. All right, right hand comes across the body, grabs the chair, lift and twist. Let's release that. Thinking about this knee, how is it? Is it staying open? Let's do that again. Bring it all the way across the body. Grab the chair, lift and twist. Hold and breathe. Shoulders are down. Breath is natural. One more breath here and release. All right, let's face forward and grab a sip of water. All right, we're going to move forward in our chair just a little bit. I'm going to be working on stretching our hamstrings. So we're going to take that right knee in and squeeze it, all right? So we're going to flex this foot, and then what I want you to do is think about pushing through your heel. So you're going to push that heel, hold on under that thigh for a little stretch, for a little support there. Push through that heel, stretch. Now, let's just see if we can lift that leg any higher. It doesn't matter how high you lift the leg. What I don't want you to do, though, is lean back, right? So we're not leaning back so we can get that leg up. No. Extend the spine, crown of the head to the ceiling, then give it a little tug. Feel that? All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put that heel down, all right? And we're going to lengthen through and let our heart fall forward. So pyramid pose. Now in your pyramid pose, remember we want to look beyond those toes, right? So keep the back flat. You got it. How's that feel? All right, let's come up and we're going to bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. We're going to do the same side again. Let's do it. Here we go. Bring that knee in. Squeeze. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Flex that foot. Push through that heel. Grab behind that thigh and give that a little tug. Don't lean back. Belly tight. Crown of the head to the ceiling. One more breath here. Drop that foot to the floor. Lengthen and hinge. Are you feeling that hamstring stretching? I know, right? I have tight hamstrings too, so I totally feel it. All right, let's come up. Bend the knee and put the foot on the floor. All right, can we go to the other side? Let's do it. Bring that knee in. Squeeze it. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Belly is tight. Are we ready? Flex that foot. Push through the heel. Grab behind that leg and give that hamstring a little love. You feel it? I know, I do too. Here we go. Put that foot down. Lengthen through the spine. Belly tight. Yeah, crown of the head long. And let that heart fall forward. There's your pyramid pose. I'm looking beyond those toes. Remember, keep that back flat. This isn't cat pose. We're not rounding, right? One more breath. Let's come up. Bend the knee, put the foot on the floor. Can we do it one more time? Let's do it. Bring it in. Squeeze it. Flex. Push through that heel. Grab that thigh. Lift just a little higher. Ready? Put the heel down. Lengthen through the spine. Pull the belly in. And let that heart fall forward. If you'll notice, I'm holding on to my thighs a little bit here. And that's fine, right? Look beyond those toes, though. Keep that back flat. Feel that hamstring stretching. One more breath and release. Bend that knee and put the foot on the floor. How'd that feel? A little hamstring stretch, right? Okay, so our next pose is goddess pose, but it's going to be a little different than how we often do our goddess pose. So we'll do a heel and a toe and a heel and toe, all right? So whatever that means to you is absolutely fine. But what I do want is your knees in alignment with your toes, okay? So make sure those knees don't fold in. We want to keep those knees open and right in alignment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold on to those thighs and begin to let that heart fall forward. Okay, or you should already begin to feel the stretch on those inner thighs. Do you feel it? I do. Okay, so we're going to let that right shoulder fall straight down. So a little shoulder dip here. Do you feel it? Now, what I want you to do with this hand, I want you to push against that inner thigh. So this shoulder is dropping. I'm pushing. So I'm feeling my sideways stretching. I'm feeling this arm stretching. And I'm feeling that inner thigh stretching. Do you feel it? Right? Oh my goodness. One more breath here. All right, let's come up. Now we're going to leave our knees open and we're going to go to the other side. Okay, so we're going to let this let this shoulder fall down. All right. Now I'm going to push. So this is the hand I'm using. So the same hand of the elbow that's dipped, I'm pushing. So I'm feeling not only is this arm stretching, my sideways is stretching, and my inner thigh is stretching. One more breath here. All right, let's go ahead and come up. Let's just take our heel toe in just a minute and take just a little break because we're going to do that one more time. Okay, so take just a moment here. Let's do it. Heel toe those feet back out. Remember, get those in alignment, knees to the toes. You know where we're headed now, so you kind of got a feel for it. Let's put our hands here. Let that heart fall forward first. Let this shoulder dip. Push. I don't know about you, but I feel all kinds of muscles stretching in this one. Feels good, though. All right, let's release it. Let's go to the other side. We're going to let our heart fall forward first. We're going to let that shoulder drop, and then we're going to push. One more breath. Release that. Hold on and roll up to the seated position. Really good. Let's go ahead and bring those feet back in and take just a little break. So the next stretch is a pretty significant stretch. So if it doesn't feel good to you, then you're just going to bring yourself forward just a little bit in your chair. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. So I'm going to heel toe my feet back out, and then I'm going to scoot my hips way back in my chair. So the seat in my chair is now between my legs. This could be all you want. And you're like, yeah, this is enough for me. I'm good to go. And that's fine, right? Hang out here. You're still getting a good stretch. Now, if you want just a little bit more, so what we're doing again, we've got our knees in alignment with those toes, right? I'm going to grab my chair and I'm going to begin to let my heart fall forward. The little froggy stretch. You feel it? I do. So one thing to think about, let's go ahead and tuck our chin and roll up. Take just a break. If you want to bring those feet in just a little bit, take a little break. So one thing that tends to happen in this pose is we tend to squeeze our glutes just as tight as we can. The more you can let go of those glutes, the more you can relax, the more you're going to feel the stretch. Okay, so we're going to do it again, and this time we're going to change our foot placement. So here we go. We're back out. Our knees are in alignment with our toes, and we're going to let our heart fall forward. So this is perfect, right? If you want to stick out, stick here. This is absolutely fine. If you want a little bit more, I don't know that it's more, but it's just different. You're going to take your heels, and notice what I'm doing. It's almost like a froggy, right? I'm trying to turn those heels out a little bit. Okay, let's try it. Extend through the spine, belly tight. Let the heart fall forward. How does that feel? Just a little different, right? Just amazing what a little bit of different foot placement, how it feels. Can you reach down and touch the floor? Oh, yeah. Can you let that heart fall any further? There we are, looking under that chair. If it feels okay, only if it feels okay for you. One more breath. All right. Let's go ahead and lift up, grab that chair. You're going to roll it up nice and slow. Heel toe those feet back together. And grab a sip of water. We're going to move into a seated warrior 2 pose. So we're going to take our right knee and open it. So your legs are at this 90-degree angle. So the important thing is to remember this knee that's facing me, that you want to keep that knee open. Okay? Let's add our arms. So our warrior 2 arms, trying to keep those arms parallel to the mat if you can. So often in my in-person classes, I'll see them here, you know. So we're just trying our best to keep them parallel to the floor. All right. The other thing I want you to think about is pulling your shoulders down. That's another thing that I'll see often is here. So pull those shoulders down. And then if you want to activate your triceps, squeeze the muscles against the bones in your arms. And now we've got some tricep work going, right? All right. Here's a beautiful warrior two. Now I'm going to look over my right fingertips. Belly is tight. This is the right hand is considered our front hand, so we're going to flip that palm to the ceiling, and then we're going to reverse our warrior. As we're reversing, what I want you to really concentrate on is fingertips to the ceiling. There's the stretch. The other hand can come to the chair. Now, you can't reach any higher towards the ceiling. Now we're going to bring it past that midline. There's that reverse warrior. If it's okay on your neck to look up, that's great. If that doesn't feel good, then just look out. It's okay too, all right? One more breath here. We're going to come back to that warrior two. Now, the fleshy part of this right hand is going to go on the fleshy part of that right leg. I'm flipping that palm up. And here I am in a beautiful side angle pose. So the hand that's in the air, I'm going to place it on my waist. I'm going to lift my heart. So what will happen often is we'll end up here, right? So I really want you to lift up through that heart. You should feel the sternum lift. You should feel a good stretch through the upper chest. And then if you want to add the arm, add it. If you prefer to leave that hand at the waist, that's fine too. All right, we've got one more breath here. Now, the last little addition, what we're going to do is we're going to take this right hand, we're going to bring the wrist by the ankle. But again, if you're here, I don't want that heart, you can't collapse, okay? You've got to keep that heart open. There's where you're feeling that stretch. You got it? You feel it? One more breath here. All right, let's press back to that warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in the arms. One more breath here and release. All right, let's bring that knee forward. How'd you do? Did that feel pretty good? Let's do the other side. We're going to open it up nice and wide. Remember, this knee stays open. Let's come into our warrior two. We've got this. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in those arms. You feel it? All right, let's flip this palm up and reverse our warrior. Remember, try to touch the ceiling first, then bring it past that midline. There's the reverse. Let's go back to that warrior two, looking over those front palms if that feels okay. Now, we're going to come into that side angle pose. So the fleshy part of my left arm now is on the fleshy part of the left leg. The palm is facing up. This hand, let's go ahead and place it on our waist and lift through that heart. You feel that? Right? Now extend that arm if you want. You don't have to. And then let's bring wrist by ankle in a beautiful side angle pose. One more breath here. All right, back up to that warrior two. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in the arms. Squeeze, 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 and release. And we're going to bring that knee in. Okay, so that's a great version of a warrior two, reverse warrior, side angle pose. If you want a little more, because this is all about seeing if we can stretch a little deeper, right? So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to move forward in our chair. This right leg, and we're going to bring it out at a diagonal, okay? So again, knee is going to track right to that second toe. Then this left leg is going to extend out, and I'm up on the side of that foot, okay? Just check it out and see. And if this does not work for you, then you're going to go back to the previous version, right? And that's fine. But if you're with me, my knee's tracking to that second toe. It's at a bit of a diagonal here. The left leg is extended long, and I'm up on the side of that leg, okay? Let's add those arms. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Let's look over those front fingertips. Flip that palm up and back. Feel the stretch. All right, we're going to come to side angle pose. Let's do it. We got this. Fleshy part of that right arm on the fleshy part of that right leg, lifting up through that arm, lifting up through the chest. Maybe the hand comes to the waist. All right, you want to add on? You want wrist by ankle? How does that feel? Is your heart lifted? Are you beginning to let the heart collapse? Don't do so. One more breath. Back to that warrior two. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Ha! How'd that feel? Can we do the other side? Let's do it. Open that knee up. We're going to extend that leg long. You feel the difference, right? All right, here we go. Warrior two. Squeeze. Let's reverse our warrior. Flip that palm up and back. Feel the stretch. Sideways to stretching. Back to warrior two. We're going straight to that side angle pose. Remember, this hand can be on the waist. Lift through that heart. You want wrist by ankle? Hello. That's quite a stretch, isn't it? One more breath. Come back to that warrior two. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Ah, how's that feel? Everybody okay? I know, that's quite a stretch, especially for those legs. Okay, so we're going to move into crescent lunge. So we're going to take our right knee, open it wide, and then we're going to let that left knee fall down towards the floor. Okay, so this is a great crescent lunge, and if you want to stick right here, that is absolutely fine. If you want a little bit more, I'm staying up on my back toes, but I'm going to lengthen that leg back behind me just a little bit, okay? So thinking about back of the kneecap towards the ceiling, that's a beautiful crescent lunge. Now, we're going to add a little bit to this. So we're going to come to goalpost arms, right? Squeezing the shoulder blades back behind us. Now, take your fingertips to the ceiling. Now, starting with your left hand, you're going to windmill around and you're going to face me. All right? Now, that arm's going to come down and around, fingertips back to the ceiling, and you're going to windmill and face over your chair, the back of your chair. Hands back up to the ceiling, back to goalpost arms. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades behind us. We're looking up slightly, a little bit of a looking up kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet. One more breath, fingertips to the ceiling. Bring your hands back to the chair. Release that leg and let's face forward. Okay, how did that feel? Kind of checking in. So remember, you can leave the arm part out if that doesn't feel really good for you. You can just stick with the legs and hang on to the chair, and that's absolutely fine. Well, let's go to the other side and see what we think, okay? So we're going to take that knee open, and the right knee is the one that's going to fall down towards the floor, and push your foot back and lift, okay? Now, again, if you want that knee falling straight down towards the floor, absolutely fine. If you want a little bit more, kind of the back of the kneecap presses up towards the ceiling. I'm up on those back toes. And let's face forward, okay? So hanging out here for just a couple of breaths. Try to relax this glute. We tend to want to hold it and squeeze it. Try to relax it, right? Okay, are we ready? Goalpost arms. Here we go. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. I'm looking up slightly, kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet. All right, now let's release that and fingertips to the ceiling. Starting with your right arm, we're going to windmill around and face forward. Down and around, fingertips to the ceiling. We're going to windmill the other way, so now I'm over the back of my chair. Fingertips back to the ceiling. Let's go back to that goalpost arms. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades behind. One more breath. Bring your hands down to your chair and face forward. Okay. Now we're going to do that series again, and we're going to move through it a little more quickly, but the main difference is I'm going to slip my hips off of the chair. Only if you want to, right? Absolutely only if you want to. So let's go ahead and give it a try and see what we think. So take that knee open, let the knee fall down, all right? So we're holding onto that chair to begin with. Now, all you're going to do is just see how it feels if you slip your hips off. So what can happen is you can get a little deeper into that stretch. Only if you want to, right? If you're like, yeah, I don't think I want to do that, Carol, then just put your hips back on and you're fine. You're going to do the exact same thing. If you're with me, here we go. Ha! It's a little balance work too, isn't it? All right, are we ready? Goalpost arms. We've got this. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, looking up slightly. Remember, belly tight. Okay, here we go. Fingertips to the ceiling. We're going to windmill and face forward. Down and around, up those fingertips go. We're going to windmill and face the other way. Do you feel that stretch? Fingertips back up to the ceiling. GoHPO arms one more time. Squeeze, looking up. One more breath here. Release, grab the chair, slip the hips back on and face forward. How'd that feel? I want to do the other side. We can do this. Let's do it. Here we go. Open it up. Let that knee fall down. So get set, right? Get everything set first, and then if you feel like you want to slip the hips off, do so. Maybe you can deepen that stretch just a little bit. Your choice. Okay, are we ready? GoHPO arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades behind you, looking up. Fingertips to the ceiling. Try to touch the ceiling. Shoulders are down. Windmill and face me. Down and around, up we go. Windmill, face the other way. Fingertips to the ceiling. One more GoHPO arm. Squeeze. Look up. One more breath. Release that. Grab the chair. Slip your hips on. And face forward. Let's grab a sip of water. I'm going to move a little bit forward in our chair. And then I'm going to take a heel, toe, so that my feet are wide, or my legs are wide. So my knees are in alignment with my toes. Now I'm going to support my upper body with my hands on my thighs and begin to let my upper body fall forward. So it's just a little seated forward fold, okay? So I'm feeling that back is stretching. My hips are feeling some stretch. One more breath here, and then we're going to tuck our chin and we're going to roll it up back up into a seated position. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing, but this time what I'd like you to do is clasp your hands behind your back, push your hands down towards the chair and lift up through the heart. Now, if this doesn't feel okay, we're going to come and do that same forward fold. If this doesn't feel okay, then you're going to come back to the version where your hands are on your thighs, okay? But if you're okay, we're going to lift up. Now, as we begin to come forward, we're going to let our hands just kind of come up towards the ceiling. So you should feel quite a stretch through the chest, the upper arms. I even feel it in my back. And I'm definitely feeling it in my legs as well. One more breath here. Pull your belly in, and we're going to go ahead and come back up into a seated position. And release. How did that feel? Good stretch? Okay, let's heel toe those feet back together. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over that opposite knee. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it on the outside of that knee. My other hand is going to be on the chair behind me. Extend nice and long through the spine. Take this right shoulder, pull it back, turn, and look over that shoulder. We're holding and we're breathing, so hold the movement but not the breath. One more breath here. Let's go ahead and face forward. And then we're going to release that and we're going to go to the other side. So opposite hand is going to go against the knee. The other hand will come back to the chair. Remember, lengthen nice and long through the spine. Pull that shoulder back, then turn and look. So I'm just breathing here. Nice, gentle breath. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face forward, release that, and take the leg off. Okay, so I'm going to take my right leg, extend it long, and my toes are to the ceiling. So we're moving into a pyramid pose. So I'm going to move forward just a little bit more forward in my chair. All right, so we're going to extend first. Just let the heart fall forward. Hands are on those thighs. for a static pyramid pose. We have one more breath here. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Now, we're going to take our fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, and we're going to let those hands try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring those hands down towards the leg, maybe the ankle, maybe the foot. It doesn't matter. Feel that stretch in that leg, the back side of that leg. All right, let's come up. We're going to do that just one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Hold it and breathe. One more breath here. All right, let's roll up. Bend that knee, put the foot on the floor, and let's go to the other side. Extend your leg long, toes to the ceiling. Let's start by lengthening through the spine. Hold on to those thighs and let the heart fall forward. So a little static hold here. We're just going to breathe into that stretch, all right? Remembering that I'm kind of looking beyond my toes. We want to keep that back flat. Let's tuck our chin and roll up. Now let's add extending those arms up to the ceiling. We're going to try to touch the wall in front of us, and then we're going to let those hands fall down towards the leg. And roll it up, and we're going to do that one more time. Extending nice and long. Inhale here. Exhale, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then let those hands fall down towards the leg or the foot. Doesn't matter. Feeling that stretch. One more breath, and up we go. Really, really good. We're going to move into seated pigeon. Cross ankle onto the leg. Lengthen through the spine. Let the heart begin to fall forward. So again, the back is flat. We're just feeling this stretch first. Okay, let's tuck our chin and roll up. And then just flutter the butterfly wings, just moving that hip joint a little bit. Okay, now again, extending through the spine, letting the heart fall forward. Maybe we press gently on the leg. You might feel it a little bit more, a little deeper stretch here on this, from this pigeon pose. All right, let's release that and roll it up. And flutter that butterfly wing again. In our final version, if you want to, extend your fingertips to the ceiling, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring those hands down towards the floor. We just have one more breath here. All right, let's roll it up, and let's move to the other side, okay? So remember, our first version is we just kind of hang out here. And we begin to feel that stretch into the glute. Pigeon pose. All right, let's come up. Now this next version, we're going to extend the spine long, and then we're going to press gently on that leg. Just a super gentle press, but you might feel a little more stretch. One more breath. All right, let's come up. And flutter that. I think I forgot that last time. It's all right. Just flutter that butterfly wing. So it's a little movement in the hip. Now the final version, extending up, extend it out, and then down we go. One more breath. All right, let's come up. Place that foot on the floor. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
Making a difference. Life, in all its forms, has made a difference long before you were around to see it. Vast stretches of hard, unyielding volcanic rock were transformed into soft, fertile soil by the power of life. The oxygen that sustains you in every moment is constantly replenished by life itself. Much of the value in your world comes from the reality that life, in its very essence, makes a difference. Not only can you make a difference, you can choose what difference to make. Every day you make that choice, and every day it matters. You can positively affect the course of your own life and the lives around you. It is a magnificent opportunity and a great responsibility. What you think, what you choose, what you do, it all makes a difference far beyond what anyone can imagine. So it's best to make your choices based on love, wisdom, gratitude, respect, and generosity. All the time, you can make a difference. You do make a difference. What positive and uplifting difference will you make right now?
Let's open our eyes. Drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that opposite hand down towards the floor. And release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reaching up with the hands, give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as we press that opposite hand down towards the floor. And release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, click on that subscribe button and leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.